The Divine Knights won't be wiped out. Repeated many times, still can't contact. Gorosei is unusually worried. They considered the worst outcome. That the entire Divine Knights combined would not be able to kill Kaido, or even defeat Kaido. But it shouldn't be that 9 people died at Kaido's hands, right? They are all extremely rare mythical Zoan fruits. Each one developed to the extreme will be unimaginably powerful, and when combined, they can also release an even stronger, world-destroying force. There is news suddenly. A Gorosei raised his head. On the sky above Cake Island, the holy sword of fortune appeared. The Divine Knights used their ultimate strength. Did you make them use this move? Once this move is used, it requires at least 3 months of rest. They have no choice but to use this trump card that must have taken care of Kaido. That's right, even if it's a descendant of the creator, they don't have the potential to withstand this move. Only a god can withstand it, even though Kaido is stronger. He can't possibly be a god. He's definitely dead, that's right. That being said, the main reason why we can't contact the Divine Knights is because after they used the Holy Sword, they were too weak, or else. During the intense battle, the phone wires were all destroyed. It's not that something happened to them. Yes, this is the most probable analysis. I thought they were defeated by Kaido. I really thought too much, right? If the Knights of the Gods join forces, Kaido will have a hard time resisting no matter what. Quickly send someone to Cake Island to pick them up and bring them back. Kaido problem completely solved. The next step is to destroy the entire Kaido Allied Army headquarters. Although this time the rebellion was a bit large in scale, the overall result was good. We win, Gorosei chatted in the middle, all showing happy smiles. Lord M previously told them to let the Divine Knights try to fight Kaido, and indeed there was a reason. Lord M was exceptionally far-sighted, clearly seeing Kaido's weakness. And the strength of the Divine Knights, the will of a god, indeed would not be wrong. Big Mom's blood has returned. A Gorosei at this time received the news. Hearing this, all the Gorosei snorted in disdain. Kaido has already taken care of it. Her blood is no longer needed. Bring back the blood together, and a signpost leading to Raftel, all traffic signs. From Big Mom's hands, the Gorosei were surprised and interested. Take this block of traffic signs back, a Gorosei said. Just like that, we now have the traffic signs in our hands. Bring the remaining traffic signs to our hands, and we can find Raftel. The mysterious treasure left behind by Joy Boy. Roger leads the entire world to the final destination. And wants to see what it is. That's right, we want to take control of Raftel and finally destroy it, so that the people of the entire world will not dare to have any thoughts of resistance. Another Gorosei said, 4 blocks of traffic signs, 3 blocks are missing. The last block is in the hands of Thien Long Non. Now there are 2 blocks falling into their hands. Gorosei is in a good mood. The Divine Knights deal with Kaido. The rebellion was almost resolved. Traffic signs come to hand again. This day, all good news. It's hard not to make people happy. Come back in a moment. Oh no, Kaido. Kaido appeared in the red line sky again, after getting this news. Gorosei all stirred. This is not possible. Kaido was also dealt with by the Knights of God. There's no way he could appear at the red line. This news was like a heavy bomb, making all the Gorosei shudder. Did they guess wrong? The Knights of God did not deal with Kaido. On the contrary, Kaido dealt with the Divine Knights. Impossible. The Holy Sword of Fortune is used. Kaido has no way of winning. There must be a problem somewhere. Kaido must be seriously injured and fleeing. The Divine Knights are in pursuit. Or maybe he's just giving chase, double quotes, as for not contacting us. It must be simply that the phone calls were all cancelled. In addition, the Divine Knights originally did not listen to our orders. The phone calls were lost. They were lost. And they had no motivation to look for them before coming to report the situation to us. That makes sense, It should be like this. Kaido is truly a monster. being attacked by the Holy Sword and still being able to survive and escape. Double quotes. It doesn't matter, as long as the Divine Knights win. That's all that matters. Let's wait for the good news from the Divine Knights. The Gorosei group discussed in horror for a while, then calmed down again. Once again, I comforted myself and deceived myself, thinking that the Divine Knights won and Kaido lost, patiently waiting for the good news of victory. Red line, in the air. Kaido crossed the red line this time, without encountering any further obstacles. There was also no Phylon to attack me. Maybe last time I burned a lot of Phylon to death, so that Dufy Dragon learned to be smart both times, and didn't take advantage of the opportunity for me to fly over the red line to block my way. Kaido thought doubtfully. There must be a reason why he can't leave the Holy Land, or even leave Pangu City, or even be too far away from the Flower Realm. After that, Kaido shook his head, not continuing to ponder this matter. What exactly is the situation? Wait 2 days until I start a full-scale war with him. Naturally, I will know. Really looking forward to finding out what kind of devil fruit does he have at that time. I directly from the free devil fruit gift package inside, choose silent devil fruit and use the devil fruit upgrade card, immediately develop to the limit. United Army Headquarters. Kaido arrives here, not yet landed, saw headquarters, many more ruins, also many traces of past battles. Around the Allied Army headquarters, there were also many burning flames. Mists from the Allied headquarters drifted into the sky. Something happened at headquarters. Kaido raised his eyebrows. I guess the celestial dragons will take advantage of my departure to sneak attack the headquarters. But it's not clear how large of a force they will send out down to headquarters. All around immediately resounded many surprised sounds. Governor Kaido, Boss Kaido. It's Kaido the commander. Many people came out to welcome Kaido, and their titles were also 5 flowers and 8 gates, the reason being that Kaido did not arrange a specific title for himself. What happened at headquarters? How did the battle go? Kaido asked. Governor Kaido. Someone replied, after you left, the celestial dragons sent out a large number of war machines and seraphim to sneak attack. However, they were all dealt with by the strongest group of combatants. Now, the surrounding mist is burning those war machines. Transparent, Kaido nodded slowly. Take off Big Mom's back. Kaido also restores his human form. That is double quotes, Yonko, Big Mom. He also joined the Union Army. Just like that, the 4 emperors all gathered, adding up to the entire navy. This force is invincible. The Allied Army headquarters were in turmoil everywhere. Even if the last of the 4 emperors joins, there will no longer be any pirates in the world who hold on to the illusion of continuing to oppose Kaido. Kaido, Sengoku, and the others also appeared. Help us to directly project an image to the world, so that the press can directly transmit the content to every corner. Kaido said, the strongest trump card of the celestial dragons, the Divine Knights, was destroyed by my group. This is the Divine Knights commander's head, hanging high above the Allied Army headquarters for 3 days. It is to attack the influence of the dragon human force. Image directly out. The wallpaper began to spread all over the world, conveniently introducing to the whole world what exactly was the Divine Knight's order. The powerful celestial dragon man disappeared, and the last few remaining celestial dragon men in the world also left, surrendering to Kaido. Sanctuary, Mariejwa, this place also gets the latest news. Trigger an earthquake, the Divine Knights. All destroyed. Double quotes. Garling Saint's skull, hanging high above the Union Army headquarters. Every piece of news was like a heavy bomb, causing chaos in the Holy Land at first. Recently, during this period of time, the life of the celestial dragons became more and more miserable. Consider joining the Rebel Capital Alliance. Aimed at the Heavenly Dragon humans' resource subsidies, they have been slashed in half many times, and now they are pitifully few. They were shocked to discover that they could no longer leave the Holy Land. Many heavenly dragons wanted to go out, but were all sternly refused by the Holy Land. The Holy Land had already issued a notice that no heavenly dragons were allowed to leave the Holy Land. Staying in the Holy Land, time became more and more uncomfortable, leaving the Holy Land. Still cannot leave, there were also not many slaves brought to the Holy Land, making the life of the celestial dragons even more boring. The most annoying thing is, food transported from the outside world to the Holy Land is being robbed by all kinds of people, leading to the Holy Land not having more food to transport up. The other resource reduction is easy to say food is also reduced. But this kind of food, however, will spoil, has a shelf life, and will not be kept in any place forever, so the holy place, in order to ensure that the food is fresh, does not store a lot of food. Normally, the freshest cooking ingredients are collected from various places and continuously transported to the Holy Land, leading up to now, transporting back to the Holy Land in the food section. Adding more celestial dragons is a waste, not many days. Theme Longnon immediately began to feel hungry. This has made the discontented voice grow louder and louder. Furthermore, now, news of the Divine Knights being completely annihilated has emerged, and the dissatisfaction of the heavenly dragons cannot be completely suppressed. What the hell are Gorosei doing? Why haven't they cleaned up Kaido's group of commoners yet? Do you want to let those arrogant commoners go down at will? Even the Divine Knights have been killed now, and we still have to wait until then. Hurry up and start an all-out war with Kaido. My stomach is really hungry. This is also because of Kaido and those damned commoners. If we don't deal with them, the descendants of the Creator will go hungry. The Creator will be angry if he knows. The heavens will send down divine punishment for this. We actually had a day of hunger, yet the Gorosei sat idled it by, letting Kaido make a ruckus. The Creator in the heavens must have mercy on us, letting his precious descendants suffer. I'm so angry. Hurry up and go to war with Kaido. Hurry up and kill Kaido. Hurry up and suppress those dishonest commoners. Mariejwa, everywhere are dissatisfied voices. Gorosei ignored the outside sounds, a bunch of useless celestial dragons. Call them whatever you want and blame them. They originally had no value in existence, just leaving behind their bloodline to give birth to children. Spreading the net to give birth to some useful guys. I can't believe this is really the worst outcome. The Divine Knights wiped out, hideous. Gorosei was furious after hearing this news. It took more than half a day to slowly accept this reality. Even the Divine Knights have been wiped out. What should we do next? Is there any other way to deal with Kaido? It seems that only the original method remains ... double quotes. Guardian of the Red Line, fight Kaido for a long time. Wait until Lord M gives the order to dispatch the Dragon King. Even the Ancestor Phylon, or even Lord M himself takes action, Kaido will naturally be completely eliminated. It seems like this is the only way, without Kaido's ancient weapons. It is impossible to attack the Red Line. The more we endure, the more we can endure until the day of victory. That's right, after a discussion, Gorosei came up with a rather reluctant, suppressed plan, frontal attack, now see no hope of victory Kaido. Unless Lord M sends out the Ancestor Phylon or he personally takes action, but that is impossible. I will not easily take action, so can only rely on terrain advantage, slowly endure. Kaido is considered to be able to find ancient weapons. But if just one thing is missing, he is destined to not be able to get to the Red Line. At least cannot fly people cannot fly. See who can last a little longer. Let those noisy celestial dragons shut up. At this time, Gorosei said, as a last resort, kill a group. We only need to keep a few elite heavenly dragon bloodlines. When the war ends in the future, we can quickly continue breeding, so that the heavenly dragons can once again prosper. Outside those bottom-level heavenly dragons, it's not just the Red Line that makes outsiders look down on them. Even the Gorosei despise them. Normally it doesn't matter. Although the bottom level of the heavenly dragon humans are trash, they are still a bit more noble than the commoners outside. Now it's the same. These bottom-level celestial dragons still think they have power and status, even have the courage to shout at the Gorosei, so of course if they kill then they kill. There's nothing they can't do. United Army, Headquarters, Kaido. Sengoku came and explained the latest situation, saying, "The news of the Knights of the Annihilation God spread throughout the world. Now all the countries have surrendered and are asking to join us. We have united every inch of land and sea outside the red line." "Well done," Kaido nodded, "in this kingdom. How many strong people have been discovered? How many strong people have joined us?" "Currently discovered general level. There are a total of 7 people," Sengoku replied. "In the entire world, only 7 people have been discovered, which is indeed very rare. Of these 7 people, 5 have joined us, the other 2 have chosen the supernatural, and have not participated in anything. Let them be, no need to mind them." Kaido did not pay any attention. "General level, join then join. Don't join then it's over. This level is not enough to influence the war. It is simply adding flowers to the brocade." Just said, it was the commoners who discovered the strong. Sengoku said, "On the pirate side, Hades, Rayleigh and many Roger crew members have joined us. A total of 3 admiral level. There are also many great pirates in the New World who have chosen to join. Currently there are 2 admiral level, temporarily not in the pirates. Discovered not to join us admiral level." "That's right, only the weak pirates are left, and are still resisting." Kaido asked. "That's right," Sengoku said, "in the continent of bandits and robbers. A great general also appeared, and joined us. The other bandits have no ability." Bandit, Kaido was surprised. In this era of great pirates, there are still generals who choose to be bandits. Finally, the Revolutionary Army, Sengoku said. During Garp's tour, the Revolutionary Army side has expressed that although they will not join us, they will accept our mobilization, and also fully assist us during the war. If we end the Great Pirate Era, they will completely join us. "I know," Kaido slowly nodded and said, "So right now, except for the red line, almost the entire world is on our side, with only a very small number of pirates and criminals still resisting." "That's right," Sengoku said. "That could start the action that would end the Great Pirate Era." Kaido said, specifically, "You guys come and clear out all the pirates and criminals who refuse to join us. If there are any troublesome opponents, come find me at any time. 10 days have passed. The whole world is waiting. The United Army Headquarters is in action." Whitebeard, red hair, Charlotte Lin, Garp, Sengoku, Aokiji, Kizaru, Rayleigh. There are also countless others who are not famous, but their strength is not inferior to that of a general, such as Isho, who leads a fleet to various worlds, cleaning up the world's last remaining pirates and criminals. Except for Kaido, the highest level of combat power all mobilized ... double quotes, the Great Pirate Era is about to end. In fact, deploying so much top-level combat power is basically useless. The more it is just a decoration. Following Kaido's actions throughout the world during this period of time, especially single-handedly taking down the entire Divine Knights Order, there was no pirate or criminal with any real power who chose to be Kaido's enemy, even though they were unwilling. They naturally joined Kaido on the surface. Only a few ignorant pirates remained, who did not understand the concept of the general's strength, nor the concept of the Divine Knights, and who looked down on the 4 emperors. Only then could they cry like frogs at the bottom of a well with Kaido. These people only need to send out a 7 warlords level, or even a lieutenant general level existence, and they can see the vastness of the world and fall into complete despair. So, the Great Pirate Era, in the past 10 days, had already resolved 9 out of 9. Now sending out so many strong people was simply a show of force, showing the whole world the determination to end the Great Pirate Era. Kaido Sengoku passed through the phone and told the latest situation, saying, "Every sea area, every region. The famous pirates, not a single one has escaped. All have been resolved. Even if it is only the pirates with the bounty on their heads, not a single one has escaped. The rest are all small pirates who do not pose any threat. As long as they set up patrol branches in each area, they can be completely stopped." "Well done," Kaido slowly nodded and said. "You can return." After returning, officially announced to the world that the Great Pirate Era has ended. "Okay," Sengoku Buddha replied, a group of top-level combatants. Outside basically had no chance of making a move, like models walking around each sea area. Then all returned to the headquarters of the United Army. Then every inch of the world's remote news headlines turned into the same event. The Great Pirate Age, and Kaido sent out countless top-level combat forces. Successfully ending the Great Pirate Era, the world welcomed long-awaited peace. Why is Kaido the savior? Every newspaper on the front page, all are related to Kaido news. Every corner of the world is excitedly discussing Kaido's events during this period of time. Who could have thought the Great Pirate Era would end just like this? Kaido said he would do it. And when he said it would end, it ended. That year, Roger used a huge secret treasure to lure countless people out to sea to become pirates. Anyone with a bit of strength fell into madness. There was no way the Great Pirate Era would ever end. I thought it would continue for another 100 or 200 years, or even continue forever. Kaido, simply the savior. Kaido is of course the savior, otherwise why would the 4 emperors and the entire navy choose to join Kaido? This is the savior's charm in every corner of the world. Hearing discussions related to Kaido, all were voices of praise. Because solving the entire pirate world is something everyone can see with their own eyes, can feel for themselves. Kaido's fame jumped to an unprecedented level. However, there were still people who expressed some doubts. Although Kaido did indeed do great things, like a savior, but can he really defeat the celestial dragons? 800 years of internal rule is no joke. If Kaido is dealt with, the United Army is destroyed. The world will enter an even more broken state than before. Double quotes. There are also some commoners inside. There are generals with great strength who have not joined Kaido. They are now expressing their negative views from this angle. Whether Kaido can create a miracle or not, we will have to see the next decisive battle. These commoners who possess the strength of a great general are all very straightforward, expressing that they don't have the courage to be enemies with the celestial dragons. So they don't join Kaido. The celestial dragon's internal situation is truly terrifying. Revolutionary army. Looking at the entire world achieving complete liberation, all pirates, even those with bounties from Berry, were not spared by Kaido, completely eliminating the entire world of pirates and criminals. Monkey D. Dragon, at this moment, his expression was complicated. He was filled with sadness, and said, "I can't believe it. The person who saves the world seems to appear so quickly. I thought it would take many, many years. But I can't believe it would appear in the blink of an eye." Mr. Dragon, around the Revolutionary Army cadres, all looked at Dragon. Dragon also looked at them and announced, "Join the Kaido Alliance. We don't want to appear so isolated." Others are joining. The revolutionaries have no reason but to cooperate. The previous choice to cooperate instead of joining was in the hope of leaving behind a spark for the world. In case Kaido on the other side was unreliable or lost, the Revolutionary Army could still continue to resist the celestial dragons. Now that the Great Pirate Era has been ended by Kaido, the Revolutionary Army cannot go back on their word, and decided to completely gamble on this one thing. What guarantee is there that they will not reserve any fire seed, and will go all out to follow Kaido, and fight the heavenly dragons in the final battle to finish the matter? Follow the Great Pirate Era to its end, worldwide. Almost everyone is tightly united around Kaido, United Army headquarters. It's time to go to war with the celestial dragons, Kaido judged one side. Red Hair Shanks, at this moment sighed, said, the direction sign to Raftel. 2 pieces have fallen into the hands of the celestial dragon. We have no way to go as predicted, go before Raftel, and overthrow the celestial dragon. Hopefully this variable does not affect the overall situation. This is also something that cannot be helped. Kaido shook his head, and even if Charlotte Lin's traffic sign wasn't lost, and there was already a traffic sign in the hands of the celestial dragons, we wouldn't have been able to get ahead of Raftel from the very beginning. The heavenly dragons ruled for 800 years. It's not like they didn't do anything. Red Hair sighed. The celestial dragon is perhaps stupid, perhaps arrogant. 800 years have passed, and they have not taken any precautions against the dangers that could threaten their rule, especially Goma Goma no Mi fruit. At the time Luffy's bounty was only a few million, Gorosei already noticed Luffy. They know that Goma Goma no Mi fruit is Nika fruit. Why not take advantage of the time when Luffy only has a few million bounty to deal with him, or capture him and imprison him? It was not until Luffy awakened to Nika form that they realized a big problem had occurred. The general of the Thien Long Non seems to have an intelligence problem. So they didn't do too many things, but they were stupid, and in the end, they still caused some damage on the way to Raftel. Without dealing with the celestial dragons, there is basically no way to go to Raftel. This is considered a celestial dragon because there are not many of them. They have a timely mind. What is the situation with ancient weapons? Kaido asked at this moment. Hearing this, Sengoku replied, with all our resources and the help of the whole world, Hades has successfully produced it. It can be activated at any time. The Sea King has also joined us, able to summon many incredibly large ultimate Sea Kings. But Heavenly King, what a pity, there is not a single clue. It seems like he has evaporated from the world, still can't find the Heavenly King. The 3 ancient weapons not being gathered is another variable. Based on the cooperation I have had with the Heavenly Dragons over the past few years, and the intelligence I have learned. If we want to overthrow the Heavenly Dragons, we must gather 3 ancient weapons. Red Hair said, because the celestial dragons, there are some weapons that must be from ancient times to be able to block the trump card. That being said, without the Heavenly King, the impact will be huge. Sengoku said the crowd was at a loss for a solution. The problem was that the Heavenly King was truly too mysterious and could not be found at all. No need to look, Kaido then said, Heavenly King, I have also obtained it long ago. Carefully prepare 3 ancient weapons. We will immediately set off, attack the Red Line. What? The Heavenly King has arrived. The crowd was startled. How is that possible? When did you get the Heavenly King? Where did you get it from? The most mysterious ancient weapon has unknowingly fallen into your hands. Even Kaido, who was by the side of this group of people, was too shocked at this moment, and his expression was one of disbelief. Kaido wants to get the Heavenly King. Should also have some clues about the Heavenly King. Go out and find the Heavenly King together. Time A. No matter the clues or the timing, nothing matched. Kaido shouldn't have had time to look for the Heavenly King. The crowd couldn't think of a possibility, and at this moment, they looked at Kaido in surprise. These gazes seemed to be waiting for Kaido to tell them that this was a joke, but it's no joke. Kaido walked out of the command room very sincerely and said, a long time ago, I already reached the Heavenly King. So why has the Heavenly King been missing for so long without a single clue? Hearing this, the crowd was startled and understood. So that's how it is. This kind of clue and timing problem can both be explained. I never thought Kaido would have reached Heavenly King level so early and have such a terrifying background. Go to the beach. Saw a giant battleship-like island. That is one of the 3 ancient weapons, the King of Hell. Can see Luffy Straw had a group right above Hades, a face worshipping the ground watching. Evil, 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 so awesome, Frankie. Luffy's eyes were wide open, his face filled with admiration, and he said, he actually built such a large battleship. It's not just them who are surprised by this warship. Even Sengoku and Whitebeard, this was the first time in their lives they had seen such a huge, shocking battleship. The legend of King Min being able to destroy an island with one cannon is unbelievable. This battleship makes a circle around the world. It can destroy the entire world. Sengoku and the others, it was not the first time they saw the Hades, and they were still amazed. Princess Shirahoshi was also on the boat. At this moment she felt a little embarrassed to face the gazes around her. Everyone looked at him in admiration, so Princess Shirahoshi is the legendary Sea King. I heard that she is also in existence that can destroy the world. I never thought she would be so beautiful. Where is the King of Heaven? Sengoku asked at this moment. The others also looked back. The ancient weapon was still missing one piece, in the sky. Kaido said, using the system to get the branch reward, you can randomly choose an ancient weapon. Choose the Heavenly King. At the same time Kaido chose the Heavenly King, the crowd also raised their heads to look. Just saw a huge square aircraft circling in the sky. This flying machine is in the clouds. So large that it covers the sky, it is made up of countless cubes. This is an ancient weapon, Heavenly King. Kaido chose the Heavenly King at the same time. Also received the news related to the Heavenly King. This moment introduced to the crowd, said, it is made from 100,000 cubes forming a square aircraft. Each cube is a small aircraft. Can carry people to fly, can also be used for combat, emit light and cannon shells. And after 100,000 cubes are assembled, a single release of a flash of light or a cannonball can easily destroy an island. Can be gathered, carry out destructive attacks, can also be dispersed, turning into 100,000 flying vehicles, carrying out flexible operations. Double quotes. Ancient weapon, Heavenly King, in the royal sky. Say check. At the cloud level inside the Heavenly King, began to slowly descend, leaving the clouds, clearly appeared before everyone's eyes. Like an ant in a pot, seeing the lid of the pot, the Heavenly King covers the entire sky. The 100,000 cubes all looked like very ancient materials, as if they were carved from stone long ago, weathered by the elements. This is the Heavenly King. What a strong sense of oppression. Double quotes. That's right, this is definitely the Heavenly King. Other than the Heavenly King, it's impossible to have a second weapon with this kind of an imaginable power. 100,000 cubes, combining and dispersing at any time. What kind of terrifying power is this? Double quotes. No wonder it is said that ancient weapons, each one can destroy the world, indeed. Their reputation is true, and the Heavenly King is the most powerful of the three great ancient weapons. Oh my God. Whoever holds this kind of power, who is almost invincible? Not necessarily. Didn't you say that you must have three ancient weapons to be able to overthrow the Heavenly Dragon? To be exact, even such a powerful Heavenly King would be unable to fight the Heavenly Dragon alone. TCH. Celestial Dragon Man, exactly how terrifying is his background? The crowd was filled with fear and admiration, realizing even more the terror of the Celestial Dragon. Do not worry. Kaido now opened his mouth. With me here, no matter what trump card the Celestial Dragons have, I will destroy it. I will definitely overthrow the reign of the Celestial Dragons. Everyone was very confident. Kaido did not speak nonsense. His strength is unfathomable, especially without realizing it. Obtaining this ancient weapon of the Heavenly King further added a sense of mystery to Kaido. Perhaps under his leadership, there really is no need to worry about any Heavenly Dragon human trump card. Why is the sky black? That's right. Heavenly King, Governor Kaido, have you gathered all three ancient weapons? The headquarters of the United Army. This place occupies a very large area. Not everyone is on the other side of the underworld. At this moment on another local island, everyone is looking in horror at the ancient weapons in the sky. This Heavenly King, is it too oppressive? Before the appearance of the King of Hell, it was like a huge island. Everyone in front of it was like small ants, very shocked, not thinking that the King of Heaven was one level higher. But Governor Kaido actually successfully found and controlled such a terrifying weapon. His impression of Kaido being invincible deepened a bit. Afterward, United Army Headquarters, along with each of the Allied troops stationed, they all heard Kaido's orders. The time has come. Kaido's voice echoed around the Allied Army Headquarters like a loud bell. Everyone, enter the ancient weapons of the Hades and the Heavenly Kings, head to the Red Line, and fight the Heavenly Dragons for the final battle. Wow, 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 wow. The Allied Army Headquarters resounded with great battle cry. The Heavenly King and the Underworld King, from a few top-level combatants, the others cooperated. The final control of the Heavenly King is completely in Kaido's hands, because Kaido was summoned from the system, so the Heavenly King absolutely will not have any problems losing control. Just one Heavenly King can carry hundreds of thousands of passengers. Each cubic aircraft can carry 3 to 10 people. In fact, 3 people can control it. The extra people are just for transportation purposes. Hundreds of thousands of people in the sky. Inside the underworld, it can also carry hundreds of thousands of people. Such a large warship. Just to launch it requires hundreds of thousands of people. The remaining troops numbered several 100,000. King of Hell, King of Heaven, 2 great ancient weapons gathered behind. Total passenger transport took more than million soldiers. Layer upon layer, heading towards the Red Line. These more than 1 million people, each of them has some strength. Going out to be pirates can also have at least more than 1 million bounty, can say. The world's effective combat forces, at this moment, gathered in one place. Red Line soon appeared at the end of sight. The King of Hell begins. The Heavenly King begins. Attack Red Line. Assault the Holy Land. Mariajwa, Kaido command. The King of Hell stuffed in ammunition. Tens of thousands of people transported each small artillery shell after transporting it many times. They had already stuffed in hundreds of thousands of artillery shells into the King of Hell's large artillery. The cannon closed. Hundreds of thousands of shells were gathered into one shell. Aimed at the Red Line, in the sky, Heavenly King, 100,000 flying vehicles at this moment collectively circulated power, condensing in front of Heavenly King, able to emit light at any time, aiming at the Holy Land of Mariajwa. Sanctuary, Mariajwa, Kaido attacks. He really gathered 3 great ancient weapons. Even the Heavenly King found them. So the news to Gorosei is scared. How could Kaido find the Heavenly King? This is an ancient weapon that even we can't find. Where did he get it? Gorosei could not believe it. 800 years ago, 3 ancient weapons were all in Joy Boy's hands. After Joy Boy's defeat, Neptune died, Hades was destroyed, and the whereabouts of the Heavenly King were unknown, simply because the Heavenly King was special and too difficult to capture. But if the Sea King can appear again, the Underworld King can use the blueprint to rebuild. The threat to the Heavenly Dragons is still very great. Only the Heavenly King said disappear then disappear. Cancel without canceling, don't know. Can or cannot create, do not know. Completely clueless about anything. The world government searched for it for 800 years, but could not find the whereabouts of the Heavenly King. It has been determined that the Heavenly King should be completely destroyed, and cannot create anything more. But now it appears again. This really makes it impossible for anyone to accept. Not good. Kaido launches an attack. The Heavenly King and the Underworld King attack, coming ... The Gorosei were startled. On the sea. The King of Hell loaded the ammunition well after, and now successfully fired the cannon. The deafening sound of the artillery shells fired from the force, with the Underworld King as the center, raised up wave after wave of waves. Layer upon layer towards the distance, the shells fell on the Red Line above, forming a blast range larger than the island. Boom! Next, one could see countless rocks falling from the Red Line above, falling into the sea, stirring up countless bubbles. Red Line was blown out a huge hole. Well done, continue firing the cannonballs, blow up the entire red line, leaving the Grand Line in the middle untouched. Destroy the red line, so that the celestial dragons have no place to stand. This damn red line should have been blown to pieces long ago. The King of Hell on the battleship. This place was boiling everywhere. Countless people were jumping up and down cheering. The King of Hell caused the red line to form a real damage. The red line had hope of being razed to the ground in the sky. The Heavenly King condensed his light and fired at this moment. Boom! A beam of light that could cover a huge island shot out from the front of the Heavenly King, covering the entire holy land of Mariagua. Light devours the holy land of Mariagua. To good. Maybe this time we can destroy the holy land and kill all the celestial dragons. Good job. The power of the Heavenly King is truly astonishing. This forced light is enough to make an island disappear. Now that the attack on the Holy Land has been prolonged for so long, the Holy Land should be finished. The Heavenly King and the Underworld King above the Allied army, at this moment, were once again boiling, jumping up and down in cheers. Ancient weapons are powerful beyond imagination. Not letting anyone down, the light attack slowly ended. The Holy Land of Mariagua once again laid out. Just found it perfect without any damage, and above the Holy Land, a layer of hidden cage appeared, covering the entire Holy Land, as if this layer was a protective barrier, completely covering the Holy Land of Mariagua. The Holy Land ... is safe and sound. Not destroyed, the Holy Land has a layer. Even the Heavenly King cannot break the mysterious protective circle. Above the Heavenly King, the Allied army was at its peak. Just now, that light was so powerful that it dispersed the clouds in the sky, leaving the surroundings cloudless for thousands of miles. And the people inside the cube also felt a burst of light when they emitted it, and could see the power of the light. As a result, the Holy Land of Mariagua had nothing to do with it. Condensed the second round of attack. Kaido also saw this scene, but was very calm. This layer of protective barrier is not indestructible. No matter how many times it is used, it will be destroyed. Condense the second round of attack. To attacks, the Heavenly King above once again condensed a flash of light. The King of Hell is also heavily transporting artillery shells. Sanctuary, block. The Gorosei all let out a sigh of relief at this moment. The protective barrier did not let us down, successfully blocking the Heavenly King's attack. We have been here for so many years, of course we are not unprepared for anything. How is the protective ring? Reduced energy percent, 2 more attacks. Can't be stopped, can only stop it twice. Things have come to this point, and we have no choice but to dispatch the Dragon King. After a discussion, the Gorosei group looked towards the throne. They had no way to deal with Kaido's attack. Up until now, it was impossible not to have Lord M personally give the order. And on the throne, a silent figure appeared on time. Deploy Dragon King. M calmly said, prepare to carry out a large-scale massacre. What? Gorosei heard the order and couldn't help but be stunned. Lord M preparing to carry out a large-scale massacre means the 3 great Dragon Kings can't solve all the problems. There is no way to solve it. And very direct, Gorosei was even more surprised. They thought that by sending out the Dragon King, the war would end immediately. They did not expect that in Lord M's judgment, the war's shock level had reached a higher level. Deploy Dragon King, Gorosei ordered. Prepare to dispatch Roger and the others' clone bodies. Successful clone bodies, as well as failed experimental remnants, all prepare to dispatch. The order was passed down. Red line. Mariagua Sanctuary. At the moment when the Heavenly King and the Underworld King condense the second circle, they attack. Roar. 3 roars of giant beasts echoed through the heavens and earth, rumbling loudly above the red line, welcoming 3 heads with more than 10,000 meters long. 2-winged flying dragon broke the red line of the ground, flying out from underground. 3 heads of Phylon, together about 30,000 meters, quickly want to overcome Zunisha height. All are transcendental perception, monster-level physical form. What is that? Three-headed dragon. Why can there be such a giant dragon? Feeling a claw, it is already several hundred meters big. The fingernails are more than 100 meters long. What the hell is this? My legs feel weak. Mother ... double quotes. This is the inside story of the celestial dragon. Thien Long Non actually raised a Phylon. Countless people have never encountered society, and this is the first time in their lives they have seen such a terrifyingly large monster. That is the three-headed Dragon King. Red Hair Shanks immediately recognized Heaven Dragon King, Underworld Dragon King, Sea Dragon King. Difficult to deal with, Kaido asked. Difficult, but not particularly difficult. Red Hair said loudly at this moment, everyone should not be scared by this three-headed Dragon King. Their huge bodies also mean that their flexibility and speed have both decreased. With our ancient weapons, we can completely follow them to decide the winner or loser, really. The Heavenly King and the Underworld King's group, hearing the Red Hair's voice at this moment, felt a little hopeful again. But looking at the Dragon King's giant body, he felt despair. Of course it's true. Red Hair Shanks said, don't feel that the speed of the cannonballs is slow. In fact, the Dragon King's movements are also slow. Everyone's full strength is enough to reach the same attack frequency as these monsters. But on the other hand, the Dragon King can't handle it. This convinces countless people. They walked quickly and efficiently, desperately trying to get the artillery shells. Some people tried to attack the Dragon King, but no matter what attack landed on the Dragon King's body, it was difficult to leave even a trace on its scales. Can only hope in. Let the ancient weapons launch an attack. Roar! The Dragon King of Heaven, at this moment flies towards the Heavenly King. It was exactly as the red-haired Shanks said. Spreading its wings was slow. Flying was also slow. An attack from initiation to approach needed a relatively long time, enough time for the Heavenly King to dodge and condense the attack light, just looking at everyone's inability. He controlled the Heavenly King to dodge, condense the light, and counterattack. But what they did wasn't too bad. The Heavenly Kings split into small groups, turning into 100,000 cubes and spreading out. Relying on their flexibility, they gathered again in the distance, extending the distance to condense the light to counterattack. And the Dark Dragon King also came down from the red line above, launching an attack on the Dark King. Whitebeard controlled the Underworld King, at this moment relying on the enormous force to dodge, and on the ship there were hundreds of thousands of people transporting cannonballs. There were many suitable transportability users, also rapidly loading cannonballs. The attack of the Ming Long King from initiation to approach takes 1 or 2 minutes. The Ming King must also increase the frequency to this step. If the Dragon King attacks twice, and the ancient weapon only attacks once, then it is very likely that it will not be able to defeat the Dragon King. Hai Long Vuan, this moment also down. However, Princess Shirahoshi summoned numerous ultimate seekings and dragged them back. 3 ancient weapons, entangled with 3 Dragon Kings. Kaido looked over the current situation. The war is very urgent, very intense. I must also do something ... double quotes. Continuing to summon ancient weapons is meaningless for now. Summoning Sea Kings, there won't be more Seekings appearing. Shirahoshi has already gone all out to deal with it. Summoning the Heavenly King and the Underworld King both require hundreds of thousands of people to operate before they can be activated. There is currently no way to temporarily summon that many people ... double quotes. In other words, continuing to summon ancient weapons is no different from scrap metal, or cannot place its hopes in more ancient weapons. Kaido looked towards the holy land of Mariejwa. Break this layer of protection, lead the top experts to kill and go in. Directly attack the Imperial Dragon, behead him, the war can immediately end. Kaido immediately decided on a good plan, then transformed into Azure Dragon form. Head towards the holy land of Mariejwa, Kaido. Governor Kaido heads straight to the holy land. Could it be that Governor Kaido is thinking of using his own strength to break the sanctuary's protective barrier? Many people pay attention to this scene, but being entangled by the Dragon King, the situation was very intense. The crowd did not have the time and energy to pay more attention. Very quickly their eyes and attention were once again buried in the battle with the Dragon King. But Holy Land, Red Line, the celestial dragons also noticed Kaido's movements towards the Holy Land. Common to Kaido snorted disdainfully. Kaido actually came to the Holy Land by himself. What does he want to do? It can't be considered that ancient weapons can't break the protective circle. Can he break it? Kaido is being forced to the point of anger. There is no way. Ha ha ha. If the Dragon Kings take action, those 3 ancient weapons will be completely destroyed very quickly. Kaido is aware of this, so he is so anxious that he is losing his mind. The group of Thien Long Non all made mocking sounds. Gorosei then urgently paid attention to Kaido's movements. That Kaido ... Gorosei took a deep breath. He wouldn't really want to rely on himself to break the protective circle, right? He wouldn't really be able to do it, right? Of course, you can't go ... single quotes. Gorosei also did not speak well. At this moment, he was so nervous that his hands were sweating. Kaido enters the Mariagewa sanctuary through the protective barrier first. Through the transparent protective circle, Kaido could clearly see the faces of countless celestial dragons inside. At this moment, everyone looked at Kaido with mockery on their faces. Obviously, in their opinion, Kaido wanted to break the protective circle of the night world. They were waiting to see Kaido's joke. Kaido could also hear, coming from within the protective circle, the blatant mocking and teasing sounds of the celestial dragons. Kaido naturally ignored all of these noises. A strong person cannot pay attention to noises and focuses on his own matters. Holding the 8 precepts tightly in his hand, Kaido made his move a second later. Thunder Main Bagua. Kaido's wolf-tooth staff Heishoku covered him. Countless lightning appeared above him, instantly attacking and protecting him. As if using a hammer to hit a very elastic and solid object, Kaido's wolf-tooth suddenly bounced back. The protective ring also changed from a transparent state to a complete shape in a blink of an eye, then returned to its original state. Protective ring, no breakage, so tough. Kaido was surprised, thinking to himself, although I didn't use absorption and defense breaking, I still have invincible level attack power, plus other invincible level Heishoku Haki, and the added moves and weapons. Yet I still can't break through. Of course, this doesn't mean Kaido can't be defeated. Hit it several times is right. Invincible does not mean instant kill, nor does it mean certain victory, but rather will not lose. Invincible can also fight evenly with people of the same level. Currently not having a single move to break through is very normal. The protective circle inside the celestial dragon man, at this moment, loudly erupted with laughter. Kaido fails. Ha ha ha. This is the end from the very beginning. I don't know where his courage came from. He actually thought he could break this layer of protection. This is what the Creator ancestors left for us. Kaido thinks he can compare to the Creator. Ha ha ha. This is really a struggle. Kaido won't die of exhaustion here. There is also a possibility of folding death. Low-class people just like to do meaningless things. The common celestial dragons are all very happy. Gorosei could not laugh. Energy reduced by %. Saint Saturn shuddered, even compared to ancient weapons of the Heavenly King. The damage caused is even greater. How is that possible? Kaido is an ancient weapon enhancement. The remaining Gorosei were also speechless. Kaido's attack power was far beyond their understanding. This was not a power that humans could possess. The protective shield was unable to block another attack. Only the 5 of us can go out and stop him. Having said this, Gorosei fell silent. They all understood the meaning of this silence. A second later, the Gorosei spoke up and said, "It's probably too late for us to go over and block it now. And there's no need to go over and block it. The Holy Land's protective barrier is only the first layer of protection. The most important thing is still the second layer of protection of Pangu City. That's right, we are in Pangu City, relying on the second layer of protective barrier to counterattack. It seems more suitable now. As for the first layer of the protective barrier being broken through, what will happen to those bottom layer heavenly dragons? Just let them die. We left behind many celestial dragon embryos, ensuring that the celestial dragon bloodline will never die. Outside of these, those who die will die, therefore, give up guarding the Holy Land. Transform into the guardian of Pangu City. Gorosei all came down firmly. Actually, it was not a last resort, and they had no intention of doing so. Who would be willing to give up a holy land that had been run for so many years with nothing to do? Mainly, Kaido's attack power is really beyond imagination. Forcibly protecting the Holy Land is too expensive, so it's better to turn it into a more suitable plan. Therefore, the sanctuary's protective barrier did not carry out anything beyond the standard defense. Thunder Mangbagwa, Kaido's second round of attacks arrived on time. The lightning flashed above the vault's jaw. Boom, once again Fall is protecting the coat. And this action once again caused a huge burst of laughter within the group of celestial dragons. Don't waste your strength, Kaido. This is the protection left behind by the main creation. Even if you attack it for 100 years, you still won't be able to break it. You're really stupid. Kaido, that's how lowly people are, wasting effort on things that have no meaning or hope. Just act like an idiot. No, Kaido is a lowly person. He is an idiot. Moreover, Kaido's appearance is still very ugly, not as handsome as us heavenly dragons, with noble bloodline perfectly inheriting the appearance of our ancestors' creator, the face of a lowly person. Looking at it makes people nauseous. The celestial dragons have completely expanded. They tease Kaido from countless angles, only because they firmly believe that the protective barrier is unbreakable. Therefore, when the protective barrier above started to show cracks, all the celestial dragons were flustered. Hey, are you kidding me? How come there are cracks on the protective barrier? Fake. Didn't it just get attacked by the Heavenly King once and Kaido twice? A total of 3 attacks were received. How could there be a crack? Don't joke around. This is what the ancestor of the creation left behind. Illusion. It must be an illusion. Everyone don't need to be afraid. The Thien Long Non group was in a state of crisis. The protective ring above the tier began to become more and more, from the initial point, very quickly spread to the entire protective ring above were all cracks. The originally faintly visible transparent protective ring also turned into a spider web-like 1 second later. The gap had stretched to the end, unable to continue spreading the protective barrier. With a crisp sound, it shattered. Countless fragments of protective rings fell from the sky, because they were not physical entities, but rather some kind of energy-based protective rings. The fragments that fell from them were like drizzle or soft hail. In the sanctuary, the group of Thien Long Non were all stunned by this scene. Then, a more intense crisis instantly corroded every single celestial dragon. The protective barrier left behind by the ancestor of the creation ... was shattered. Kaido breaks the protective barrier and strikes the Holy Land. Run! This Kaido guy is coming, damn lowlife. Where is the slave? Protect me from leaving. Quickly protect me from leaving. Fuck, I don't want to face Kaido either. Quickly take me and run. Who will come save me? Not long ago, the group of devas and dragons who were still confidently laughing at Kaido were now scattered like birds and beasts, erupting with countless extremely frightened screams. Kaido clearly hasn't even started killing yet, but he has already scared countless celestial dragons out of their wits. Thien Long Non is really arrogant and afraid of a bunch of trash. The sanctuary's protective barrier has been broken. Kaido's voice was transmitted to the red line below. The top-level combat power, as well as the transport soldiers from the Hades and the Heavenly Kings, from the Heavenly King's 100,000 cubic-shaped transport aircraft, to the Holy Land. The final decisive battle will be held here. Kaido's target is Pang City, Gorosei and In. The other celestial dragons still have all kinds of celestial dragon trump cards. Let's just let the United Forces handle it. Whitebeard, Red Hair, Sengoku and the others can definitely complete the mission. Moreover, Red Hair understands the celestial dragons very well. Maybe they can even stop some unknown things from Kaido. The protective circle is broken. The Allied army heard Kaido's legacy voice, slightly startled. All below were extremely surprised and overjoyed. Quick, the group with the highest fighting strength and extra soldiers, riding the Heavenly King's 100,000 flying vehicles. We head straight to the Holy Land of Mariejwa. To operate the Heavenly King and the Underworld King, one does not need top-level combat power, only a smart leader is needed to command. The operation of the Underworld King, leave it to me, Great Buggy Captain. Joker Buggy volunteers for the job. His reputation was very high after Sengoku Whitebeard's highest fighting power left. He very smoothly took over the Hades. Buggy looked up at the Dragon King in the sky, thousands of meters away. You little guys, follow me to deal with this big bat, evil. Buggy's large entourage erupted with unprecedented enthusiasm. Buggy also felt very strange because of his courage. At first, he didn't have this kind of courage after the war. It was said that Kaido had broken through the protective barrier with his own strength. The others were risking their lives like this. Captain Buggy also wanted to show all his courage. A coward and a hero for a lifetime, even if it was just a short-lived hero, he would choose the latter. The Heavenly King completely dispersed, transforming into 100,000 flying vehicles, carrying countless people flying towards the Holy Land of Mariejwa. Hundreds of thousands of people descended to the Holy Land one after another. Destroy Mariejwa, kill all the celestial dragons, overthrow the rule of the heavenly dragons, today. The Allied army's morale exploded to the limit. Everyone unleashed all their courage and potential, but Kaido, also the target is clear. Flying towards Pangu City, hot breath. Kaido burned some heavenly dragons to death along the way, and finally charged towards Pangu City with great fanfare. Countless celestial dragons turned into firemen, their miserable screams never ending. It's hot, damn Kaido, run away. Ah, I'm going to burn to death, come and save me quickly. Are you just going to watch me die? Everywhere were desperate screams from heavenly dragons, but here everyone was a noble heavenly dragon. They didn't care about each other at all, only worried about their own lives. Hot breath, also approaching Pangu City. In the blink of an eye, Pangu City formed a large-scale explosion. Hot breath continuously dissolved into this explosion. The aftershocks of the explosions dispersed. 5 figures slowly appeared, that is, Gorosei. The Thien Lon Non group immediately recognized those 5 figures. Damn it. Why are you only making your move now, Gorosei? So many celestial dragons have been dealt with. What are you Gorosei doing? Hurry up and kill Kaido. He wants to kill all the celestial dragons. Hurry up and think of a solution, Gorosei. What do you want me to do? The noisy celestial dragon. But they were all ignored by Gorosei. They just looked at Kaido without using a devil fruit. You blocked my hot breath. Kaido also looked at them and said, You Gorosei, there's a reason why you're only making a move now. Normally speaking, you shouldn't be this strong. Kaido's breath is hot, and his attack power is also invincible. Gorosei didn't even need to transform, just blocked Kaido's attack, combining them being slow to make a move. And breaking through the Holy Land's protective barrier, they still did not make a move. Only when Pangu City was threatened did they show up. There must be a reason. Listen. Gorosei also seemed to have no intention of hiding it. A bald man holding a knife and wearing Gorosei glasses calmly opened his mouth at this moment. because behind us, Pangu City, is also an energy storage chamber. As long as we are within the influence range of Pangu City, we can obtain continuous energy replenishment. Our strength will jump to an unimaginable level. If it were in the outside world, the 5 of us together would not be able to be your opponent, Kaido. But in Pangu City, any of us are stronger than you, Gorosei, in language. 10 parts confidence. Hearing that, Kaido was surprised. Energy storage chamber. What kind of high-tech thing is this? Sounds like it's not something Vegapunk invented. It feels more like something from 800 years ago. You really do possess some kind of special technology, Kaido asked. I heard that the appearance of devil fruits is not born from the vast nature, but is a kind of intentional result. The science and technology you possess, is it also related to devil fruits? Pausing for a moment, Kaido continued, I'll be direct. I heard that there is an unknown civilization on the moon. You don't need to know too many things. Gorosei interrupted Kaido's words, saying, You are dead alone, knowing too much has no meaning. In the outside world, we admit that Kaido is very strong, but once you come to Pangu City, you only have one path to death. Kaido said nothing, looking intently at them, waiting for the 5 old men to do something, but far away. The Celestial Dragons group saw Gorosei and Kaido still talking, and talking so seriously, completely indifferent to the life and death of the other Celestial Dragons. Damn it, Gorosei, can't you hear my voice? I let you guys come save me. What are you 5 idiots doing? You want to see the noble bloodline cut off? Damn sinner, don't sit around and talk nonsense with Kaido. Quickly kill him and come save me. The Thin Long Non group began to roar. Everyone was being burned and attacked by all kinds of fire. Their lives could be lost at any moment in the next second. At such a crucial moment, what were Gorosei and Kaido talking about? Completely indifferent to the life and death of the Thin Long Non group, right? And these loud and aggressive sounds came. Gorosei also raised his eyebrows. This crowd is really noisy. Send out the replica. Saint Saturn at this moment raised his hand, conveying the order. Roaring, Pangu turned to a corner and opened a large door. Then from inside, countless legendary figures appeared on the vast ocean. Roger, Rux, Golden Lion, Red Count, Red Hair Shanks, Charlotte Lin, Kon, Sengoku, Garp, Zephyr, Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru. Behind was an extremely terrifying figure, Kaido. Roger, Rux, what happened? They came back to life. No, Golden Lion, Red Count. Red Hair, Big Mom, even Kon Sengoku Garp. The top marine combatant is here. What's the situation? What's going on with these people? Why can there be 2 red-haired people, Sengoku and Garp, the Thin Long Non side? How can there still be an entire navy? Even ... Governor Kaido has it. Straight to the Holy Land of the United Army. At this moment everyone was staring with their eyes wide open. Coming out from Pangu City, all are legendary figures on the vast ocean, with prestige and top-notch existences. Many of them had died, and regardless of whether they were dead or alive, they had all appeared now. Just seeing these figures made one's heart beat faster and feel fear. I'm also at fault. Garp also widened his eyes, looking at Pangu walking out of the city. That's young Garp, looking around 40 or 50 years old. He was at the peak of Garp's strength. At that time, my hair was still black, and my body was better than it is now. It's not just you. Garp, Sengoku also looked over at those figures, his expression now solemn, saying, all of those who were captured, along with those who cooperated with the Celestial Dragons, are all. And they are all in their youth, at the peak of their strength. We are all restored. Red Hair Shanks, at this moment made a judgment, said, I have heard for a long time. The heavenly dragon men in the world of copying strong people just need a little blood to be able to successfully copy. I originally thought that Seraphim was the most successful version. I didn't think there would be an even stronger version. The crowd was in an uproar. Just a little blood can copy people. What high-tech is this? Vegapunk's tricks again, Sengoku asked. Not the same. Red Hair shook his head. Vegapunk's science and technology, the highest standard should be Seraphim. In this current situation, it is possible that the celestial dragon human possesses another, more mysterious and powerful unknown science and technology. Don't know science and technology, Thien Long Non. How much background does he have? The crowd was startled. Looking through Pengu City, the last figure walking out was Kaido. Even Kaido has it. Could it be that he also copied Kaido's strength? If it's like this, we together might not be a match. Sengoku was immediately startled. Others are also nervous. Kaido was once caught and had his blood drawn. If we were to recreate the current Kaido, things would be extremely complicated. Whitebeard now straightened his long sword. La la la, they are all old acquaintances, but in the end, they are just a bunch of fake toys. Don't be scared by toys and destroy them. This word gave the crowd some confidence. That's right, after all, the replica is just a toy. Being scared by a toy is really embarrassing. At these guys restore the external body. Opened several doors again. More than 1,000 figures came out. They are all failed copies of Kaido, Roger, and his group. They did not have their peak strength, but they all have the strength of a general. One successful clone, countless failed clones. This force is difficult to deal with. Red Hair Shanks, at this moment, frowned. Prepare to welcome a great battle. Gorosei, they looked at these replicas appear. Deal with those noisy celestial dragons, and those lowly people who dare to invade the Holy Land. Saint Saturn, this moment command. Roger and his group immediately moved. Only saw Roger holding a sword. Heioshoku covered, instantly dealt with countless noisy celestial dragons. What? You ordered an attack on the celestial dragons? Gorosei, are you crazy? You traitors, Thien Long Non was furious. But anyone who dares to make a fuss about the heavenly dragons will be quickly dealt with by the clone. Very fast, inside the Thien Long Non group. There was no more noise. The Holy Land is above. The corpses of heavenly dragons and humans are scattered all over the fields. The remaining lucky survivors, the celestial dragons, covered their mouths with all their might, extremely frightened. Just now, Roger and the others' cloned bodies appeared. They thought they were saved. But they didn't expect that the first ones to be dealt with would be them, these celestial dragons, with Roger's spirit back then. It's completely peak period feeling, Sengoku Garp. And Whitebeard, these old acquaintances, at this moment, judged the power of the replica body even more seriously. But now, hot breath, suddenly a voice rang out. Kaido transformed and spewed flames towards Kaido. Taste my flavor, Kaido, Gorosei laughed coldly, roaring. Hot breath came from the side, as if it could burn and destroy everything. Kaido's current human form, in front of this hot breath, also appeared extremely small. Hot breath continuously approached Kaido. Kaido turned around to look back, also took a deep breath, then spat it out. This attack came from the duplicate body's hot breath. Kaido, although saw it for the first time, also looked down on it. Restore Kaido, I am not the same Kaido as before. Copying the previous Kaido to attack me is simply a bit absurd, and Kaido immediately used an even more absurd method to respond, relying on the current powerful strength. And invincible level attack power just blew out a breath. The replica Kaido's hot breath was blown away by Kaido on the spot. Anyway, before Kaido, his attack power was really nothing. It was just top-notch. Kaido not kill anyone. It is already a very condemnable thing. The current heavenly dragons copied Kaido. His ultimate attack power is only at the peak level, basically not posing any threat. Gorosei were all surprised. In one breath, the clone's attack was blown out. The difference between the clone and the original body is so big. Didn't you say it was perfectly restored? This difference is so big. Perfection is bullshit. Just copying the fur, Gorosei felt unexpectedly deep. Obviously, Everyone said it was good. Kaido had already perfectly copied it. The cloned body couldn't beat the original body, and the difference shouldn't be that big. But the reality felt like bones. These toys are like replicas. Still wake up, Kaido uses Heiwa Haki, boom. Kaido's body was restored and immediately exploded. Instant kill. What level of Haki is this? Gorosei was shocked again. It turns out Kaido's Heiwa Haki is also this strong. It's completely different from his previous performance. It turns out Kaido was holding back from the beginning to the end at the summit battle. The restored Kaido was instantly killed. In a moment, Kaido will handle it. The difference between the clone and the original is so big. I thought it was a perfect clone. It turned out to be just a toy Sengoku, and the others felt more at ease. The replicating body was at its peak. Just now it looked really oppressive. Straight to Kaido killing the replicating body. These miscellaneous fish still don't move out. Kaido continued to use Heiwa Haki. You 5, do it yourselves. Boom, Heiwa is coming. Cover all the clones. Want to kill them all at once. Humph, I won't let you do whatever you want. Want to destroy more replicas, you asked us not. Gorosei attacked one after another. They also have Heiwa Haki, and the level is not low, adding Pangu City to their strength increases. For a moment, Gorosei Haki and Kaido Haki were able to hold out, evenly matched, awesome. Kaido was extremely surprised. These 5 people gathered together, plus Pangu City's blessing. Their Haki has reached the invincible level, the same level as me. Go to championship level. This is the background of Thien Long Non. Number wonder for so many years no one has been able to overthrow Thien Long Non. We 5 have Haki. Together we are on par with Kaido. Gorosei is not as calm as Kaido. They were not weak to begin with, and with the addition of Pangu City's blessing, even if they couldn't crush Kaido, they should have the upper hand. What's going on with being on equal footing? I don't believe he can stay this strong forever. Kaido must have taken some kind of medicine, or some reason why he became so strong in such a short period of time. That's right. The 5 of us plus Pangu City's blessing give us our current strength. Kaido's true ability cannot be this strong. I'll fight you to the death and beat him back to his original form. Gorosei let out a low growl, then their bodies changed shape, becoming a different kind of appearance. Zoan system, Neko fruit, mythical Zoan, white tiger form. Zoan system, Torai no Mi, mythical Zoan, vermilion bird form. Zoan system, turtle fruit, mythical Zoan, black tortoise form. Zoan type, you know me, mythical Zoan, azure dragon form. Zoan system, horse fruit, mythical Zoan, unicorn form. Gorosei uses devil fruit powers, all of which are mythical Zoan. At this moment, 5 holy beasts were stationed outside Pangu City, fighting with Kaido. Kirin Unicorn has a pair of horns on its head, resembling a buffalo's head, and horse hooves. Its basic species should be a horse. Vermilion Bird's body was wrapped in flames. These flames did not burn it. Instead they had a calming effect, seemingly similar to the immortal bird. Also had healing and even regenerative effects. Black tortoise form, on the body has an extremely hard turtle shell, looks unbreakable. There is also a stream of water circulating on the turtle shell. Seems to be able to be used for fighting. The white tiger's hair fluttered, and there was wind around it, as if it could control the wind's power. But what surprised Kaido the most was the azure dragon form. This head is then long ... same as Kaido azure dragon form, simply identical. Or rather, is it the same fruit, then long? Kaido was surprised, but that azure dragon form Gorosei said a little uncomfortably, previously, the azure dragon fruit in God Valley was robbed by the Rocks people, and given to you, Kaido. However, fortunately, our science and technology is sufficiently advanced, and we finally successfully copied an azure dragon fruit, but at an extremely high price, devil fruit reproduction. This is okay. Thien Long Non science and technology, is it really that developed? The problem is, such advanced science and technology normally seems impossible to display, to clarify. Their science and technology, most likely not developed by themselves, but inherited some ancient civilizations, just like Kaido suspected before, they might have obtained unknown civilizations. Even the remaining science and technology of the lunar civilization. These years they have been doing must be to break these scientific technologies. So from beginning to end they have been doing it in secret, without the kind of strange changes that science and technology can change with their own efforts. Why are you so desperate to collect the holy beast? Kaido said doubtfully, already restored Azure Dragon fruit, need to pay a really big price, just eat some other fruit, or rather. Is there any special feature? Of course there is a specificity. Gorosei said, and you can immediately see what that special feature is. You are about to die in front of that special feature. Inside Pangu City suddenly bloomed golden light. Golden light enveloped Gorosei, make their body instantly expand more than 10 times. Pangu City's blessing has extraordinary help for the holy beast. The holy beast naturally conforms to Pangu City, as if it were a natural guardian, Gorosei said. Other people who receive the blessing can only become 2 to 3 times stronger. But the holy beast can become 10 times stronger. They are even stronger than before. The original Gorosei gathered, and now had an invincible level force. Now after transforming into a holy beast, it has received a large-scale blessing from Pangu City. Each of them now has invincible level strength. If the 5 of them gathered together, they would still be invincible by a large margin, 5 champions. Kaido judged the change in their strength and understood everything. No wonder they must have turned into holy beasts and were directly increased to invincible by Pangu City. This Pangu City, in the future, is worth studying a bit. Kaido, can you feel the change in our power? Scared now, each of us is now stronger than you. Killing you is as easy as turning your hand. Gorosei felt his power rapidly expanding, and was extremely excited. This is the power of feeling, too powerful, too wonderful. Feeling now, there is nothing I can't do. Use the champion ability experience card, Kaido thought to himself. In a single combat, I can definitely defeat any Gorosei. But they were 5 people. I have this trump card, so I should use it. Because there was only a day of trial time, Kaido hoped to delay using it as much as possible. Now he had to use it, or else the car might flip over instantly. Kaido's abilities all increased to invincible. And the attack power, defense power, and Heishoku Haki reached Invincible X. Deal with Kaido, the Gorosei, at this moment opened his mouth to speak. 5 Gorosei simultaneously attacked. Their strength had already increased to the level of other invincible Gorosei, and when they ambushed Kaido, they carried an unimaginable powerful might. Their mythical Zoan form carries out different characteristic attacks. The sea was created by the void, covering Kaido's direction. This was not ordinary seawater, but the seawater brought by the sacred beast Black Tortoise. Once it collided with it, its movements would be greatly slowed down. The vermilion bird flame can attack and defend. At this moment, it was aiming at Kaido from the sky and descending, as if it was letting out a rain of fire. The giant tiger claw smashed towards Kaido, tearing the air along the way, causing many cracks to appear in the void where it passed. Azure Dragon released lightning. At this moment it coordinated with the sea waves to come together, also hiding within the flames in the sky. Kirin followed with a roar. Around the empty body appeared countless giant rocks. Each one was as big as half a town, successively attacked towards Kaido. These moves' attack power is all invincible level. Each one can form extremely destructive force. Kaido, can you hold on? Gorosei released their moves one after another, and now roared at Kaido. Obviously, even though their strength had increased dramatically, they still didn't have 100% certainty of defeating Kaido, so they were screaming like this. The army benefits. Dragon's army is prosperous. Kaido covered Heishoku on the Wolf-Tooth staff, and now directly received the attacks directed at him, the Wolf-Tooth staff quickly waving in front of him. As the Gorosei's moves collided, Kaido's Wolf-Tooth mace quickly tore apart the series of moves. Cancelled, Gorosei was surprised. Their strength has increased to the invincible level. Now every attack is the strongest attack that surpasses the peak of the era, unexpectedly. The 5 people who released their attacks were all destroyed by Kaido. Kaido's power will become even stronger. Gorosei's expression was serious. No wonder he had the courage to resist the celestial dragons and was able to break the Holy Land's protective barrier. It turns out we had underestimated him. Previously saw Kaido break the sanctuary's protective barrier. Gorosei's judgment is that Kaido's strength is at most invincible, and is not much different from the current large-scale strengthened Gorosei group. But when they actually came into contact, they discovered that Kaido, who had underestimated them, was actually stronger than they had expected. Actually, they didn't make a wrong judgment. It was just that Kaido temporarily used his invincible ability to experiment with the card. Damn, this Kaido guy is always beyond people's expectations. It doesn't matter, we didn't use all our strength. Don't underestimate the enemy. Go all out and deal with Kaido, Gorosei growled softly. They used more of their abilities and fought Kaido twice. Kaido waved his Wolf-Tooth mace, dispelling the flames, breaking the ice seas, shattering the tiger claws, destroying the falling rocks and lightning that avoided thunderclap. But when he wanted to take a step forward to attack the Gorosei, he discovered that their coordination was extremely high, and they could always cover each other. Kaido, you alone, in the end, will have difficulty dealing with 5 directions of attack. Moreover, Kaido, your physical strength is limited, and under the protection of Pang City, our strength is endless. We can fight with you for over a month, still at our peak. I wonder how long, Kaido, your physical strength can last. Kaido, don't struggle to die. If you don't surrender now, I can give you a happy ending. Gorosei is fighting with Kaido after a fight, although they did not gain any advantage. But they are full of confidence, at this moment intending to attack Kaido's will to fight. Another failed attack on the Gorosei, and they later evaded them. Kaido crushed the Gorosei, counterattacking his attack. The 2 sides entered a stalemate. My movement speed and attack speed are not fast enough. Kaido shook his head. Although they are all invincible level, they are also invincible level. I can't get to much advantage. Gorosei, really difficult to deal with. No wonder after 800 years. The rule of the celestial dragons was so stable. With such great strength, it would be a miracle if the heavenly dragons were overthrown. Do you realize the difference between us, a Gorosei? At this moment jokingly said, no matter what you are, it is difficult to touch any of us, because you are only one person, and there are 5 of us, which can distract you. We can keep on talking nonsense like this with you, until the very end. Your defeat is already predetermined, Kaido. I still have to encourage you, Kaido. You are the most intimidating rebel in these 800 years. In order to show our respect for you, we will not erase you from history. We will reform you into a slave, ride you around the world, and let the whole world remember you. Isn't this what you wanted? Ha 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 ha. Gorosei joked. On one hand it was confidence, on the other hand it was also the intention to mentally influence Kaido. If an individual's mental aspect is affected, even stronger strength may not be able to be brought into play, leading to an early end to the battle. Listen, Kaido shook his head and said, it seems that a frontal attack is indeed a bit difficult. Next, I'll also use some of my true strength. Just fought with Gorosei. Kaido is mainly testing the strength of both sides. Only in a head-on confrontation can one clearly perceive the opponent's strength. One can also discover one's own weaknesses. At present, both sides have understood each other almost clearly. Kaido no longer uses his normal fighting methods. But it is the decision to use ... counter-injury. As long as the opponent's attack power is not higher than Kaido's defense, The damaged area will be 100% reflected back. Just past the simple hand-to-hand combat, Kaido has assessed Gorosei attack power at the invincible level at the same time. No matter how they stack up, they are still at the normal invincible level. But Kaido's defense is invincible, so Kaido actually doesn't need to do anything. Just standing there and letting them attack is enough. But just now the fight was still necessary, because without fighting, there was no way to accurately judge what level their attack power was. Kaido sat down on the spot. Close your eyes and meditate. Seeing this scene, the Gorosei were all startled and asked suspiciously, "Why is Kaido sitting there without moving? What the hell is he doing?" The people looked at each other. "Observe Kaido again. It doesn't seem like he's planning any moves," the Gorosei quickly sneered. "It seems that Kaido has realized the difference in strength between us. Knowing that defeating us is impossible, he chose to give up. So that's it. Now is equivalent to surrendering. Sitting there and letting us attack you is naturally equivalent to surrendering." Ha ha ha. I didn't think Kaido would admit defeat so easily. I thought he was much more formidable. Since Kaido admits defeat, we don't need to waste time. Destroy him. Kill Kaido. Gorosei confirmed that Kaido was sitting cross-legged in meditation, not preparing a move, but was actually surrendering, and they all used their full strength to attack Kaido. Immediately, the 5 great holy beasts' moves, all of them firmly fell on Kaido's body. Boom! Because the power was too great, wave after wave formed in the Holy Land, blowing away countless people. Governor Kaido, has he been dealt with? But there was no defense. Receiving the Gorosei attack, can't beat it. The Allied forces are now in group battle mode, also paying attention to Kaido and Gorosei's battle, just now. Many people saw that Kaido was motionless, allowing Gorosei to attack. Wouldn't that really be surrendering? Various types of explosive formation moves inside. Kaido slowly opened his eyes and said in surprise, "Reflective damage is real damage." 1 second later, several miserable screams rang out in front of Kaido, right at Gorosei's position. What happened? How did the injuries come back? "I'm seriously injured." What happened? Gorosei's voice was filled with panic, facing an incomprehensible phenomenon. Gorosei was not unaware that Kaido's attack might be ineffective, or even result in another situation. But they believed that with the blessing and protection of Pain City, no matter what situation arose, they could easily deal with it. Never thought that the incident would be so unusual. Gorosei launched their attacks, all using the same method, from beginning to end. But it is basically unstoppable. Counter-injury is true injury. Gorosei seemed to have lost its defense, being attacked by his peak, as if an ordinary person holding a spear had shot him. "It hurts ... double quotes. I'm seriously injured. Why is it like this? Where is the problem? I ... double quotes." Gorosei immediately turned around. This was the first time in his life he saw what was called a real hanging man. No matter how much Pangu City blessed them, no matter what strength they had, it was still ineffective against the giant hanging in front of them. Gorosei lost. Didn't Governor Kaido just stand there motionless, letting the Gorosei attack? Why did he suddenly become seriously injured? Could it be that the so-called moving is also Governor Kaido's move? Completely incomprehensible method ... double quotes. Governor Kaido, too mysterious. Gorosei is seriously injured. We must win. Deal with these clones, kill them and enter Pangu City. The Allied army is very powerful ... however. Although it is said that we must quickly deal with the replica bodies, these replica bodies are indeed difficult to deal with. Garp was beaten by his own body and repeatedly sat up on his back. The body was Garp from his youth, and it really had the strength of his youth. As for the old man Garp, he relied on his own understanding, looking for his youthful weaknesses, and gradually finding opportunities to launch a counterattack. Others are the same, finding their own weaknesses, then launching a strong attack on them. make everyone initially at a disadvantage. When they find a weakness, then gradually reverse, also increasingly smooth sailing against themselves. This battle with the same type of battle also makes people further understand their shortcomings, and also uses a very objective method to increase and strengthen themselves. In the sky, boom! The Heavenly King condensed another beam of light and shot it out, landing on the Dragon King in the sky. The situation was still stalemate, with neither side showing any signs of winning. Neptune is the same. Countless ultimate sea kings and sea dragon kings fought in an absolute stalemate. The only change is the King of Hell. Boom. The angry Minlong King swung his tail, stirring up a huge sea of waves, and it crashed loudly towards the Min King. The King of Hell was fully capable of receiving this tail strike, but because the sea was too turbulent. The King of Hell's position was high. The King of Hell's tail passed from below the King of Hell, and finally smashed on the red line, sending down countless rocks. Captain Buggy, again dodged Dragon King's attack. Have dodged 5 times in a row, above the King of Hell. Countless people were extremely surprised. Ever since Captain Buggy took the helm of the Underworld King, I don't know if his luck has changed for the better, but Captain Buggy's sailing skills are still amazing. Every time he avoids the Underworld King's attacks, and every time the Underworld King fires his cannon, he can hit the Underworld King among the 3 ancient weapons. The Underworld King currently has the biggest advantage, striking out. If this continues, the Underworld King might be able to injure Zero and take out the Underworld Dragon King. Creating such unimaginable advantages, everyone's admiration for the Buggy driver is constantly deepening. Buggy also doesn't understand why he can avoid falling every time. It seems like it's just pure luck, but avoiding falling 5 times in a row isn't luck too good. Everyone took credit for this. Captain Buggy was stunned. Then he put his hands on his hips and laughed loudly. You little guys, continue pretending to cover the cannonballs. We will use all our strength to deal with that big bat. Go help other battlefields. Wow, wow, wow. The people on the ship of the underworld were originally the most miserable. Unlike the Sea King who summoned the Sea King and the Heavenly King who controlled the cube-shaped flying machine, the underworld people wanted to desperately stuff it into the cannonballs. But now, the most miserable underworld king, here the morale was the most prosperous and enthusiastic. Sanctuary, Moriejwa, Pangu City. Damn it, Kaido, what the hell have you done? The Gorosei were all very weak at this moment. They used their true injuries to receive their strongest blow. Not dying was already the result of Pangu City desperately defending itself. It was difficult for their condition to be any better. They were very unwilling, falling on the ground unable to get up, covering their chests, filled with resentment as they looked at Kaido. You see, I did nothing. Kaido was very calm, saying, I was just sitting there, cross-legged, meditating, closing my eyes to rest. You guys were using all your strength to sneak attack. To attack me, maybe even the heavens couldn't see it, so I'll give you a little punishment. You're talking nonsense. What are you sure about? You can't just sit cross-legged and meditate for no reason. Damn it, you mouthful of lies. What the hell have you done? Why can there be such a strange force? Damn it, really damn it. Gorosei growled indignantly. They themselves were seriously injured, so at this moment they were too agitated and roared softly, causing their faces to suddenly change color, coughing up a lot of fresh blood. Although Pangu City was blessing them and restoring their condition, the efficiency was too slow. Why don't we talk about some serious business? Kaido remained calm and said, You still haven't made a move until now. There must be a reason, right? Tell me, what the hell are you doing? You think we will talk? Haha, asking us. You really are naive. Kaido, I can only tell you, if you dare to step into Pangu City, you will definitely die. Gorosei all looked down on and mocked Kaido's problem. Find them to ask him about the matter. Wrong person. How could they say that Kaido was dreaming about this matter? Listen, Kaido frowned again and said, Entering Pangu City means death without a doubt. Meaning, if I don't enter, nothing will happen. Gorosei was stunned. In other words, as long as I don't enter Pangu City, M won't be able to attack me. Kaido continued to speculate, saying, "Let me think about it. Considering you old men, you must rely on Pangu City to become stronger. Could it be the same situation for him? That guy him lived for 800 years. But the outside world has nothing to do with the legend of him. In other words, he has not appeared for 800 years. He has been staying in Pangu City. Why not go out for 800 years, avoiding such a small place, ruling the world for 800 years? What's the point?" So the truth seems very vivid. It's not that I like hiding in Pangu City, but there is no way for me to leave Pangu City. Is it true that Pangu City is maintaining its strength and life? As long as he leaves Pangu City, he will immediately die. At least his strength will be greatly weakened. So I killed all of you and beat you into this state. Don't show up. My guess is not wrong. In the end, Kaido smiled as he looked over at Gorosei. Gorosei dream, guess right. Just from the sentence just now, entering Pangu City means death without a doubt. Kaido was able to guess so much. I should have known better. The problem is, that sentence sounds no different from an ordinary threat, right? How come Kaido is suddenly so sensitive and sincere right now? Damn it, looks like I guessed right. Kaido looked towards Pangu City, silent and Pangu City. It is truly mysterious. ... double quotes. Afraid, Gorosei tried to provoke. Listen, correct. Kaido nodded attentively and said, I heard people advise to eat a full meal. Since you guys said that if I go in, I will definitely die, I will not go in. Gorosei was stunned again. Why are you listening to advice now? Before, you also advised Kaido to surrender. You listened to advice back then. When you should listen to advice, don't listen to advice. When you shouldn't listen, you really listen to advice. No, you just hit this place, the last step you don't go in to see. Gorosei was flustered and hurriedly tried to persuade. Don't go, I have nothing good to care about. Kaido shook his head. But can't you just keep quiet, wait inside. When the time is right, I'll go in and see. Don't be impatient. You really deserve to die, Kaido. I'm also a dirty mouth. I just wanted to say that entering Pangu City would definitely mean death. Gorosei really wants his mouth shut and has the ultimate power. Entering Pangu City will definitely mean death without a doubt. At first he thought Kaido was arrogant and indifferent. The more he said it was dangerous, the more he wanted to go in. In the end, this guy suddenly listened to advice. Damn it. Go towards Raftel's signpost. Where is it? Kaido continued to ask about Gorosei. Didn't kill them immediately, but kept them until now. Naturally, there are some questions that need them to answer. Listen. Gorosei was slightly startled, then sneered. Want traffic signs, right. Want to go to Raftel, right. Let's go. Pangu City is right behind us. Once you enter, you can find the way out. Don't dare enter. You will never be able to go to Raftel in your entire life. Kaido, ha ha ha. Even though this kind of thing caused trouble for Kaido, they thought it was meaningless. Kaido has now defeated the Gorosei, destroyed the entire Holy Land, and can only limit himself to Pangu City, which is equivalent to saying that Kaido has pushed down the heavenly dragons and taken over the entire world, finding Raftel or not. It doesn't matter to Kaido. Gorosei is very clear about this principle, but they currently have no other way to cause trouble for Kaido. They can only use this small matter to try to regain some face. You guys must have all seen the traffic sign content, right? Do you have any memories? Kaido was unmoved and asked. Gorosei was startled again. What happened? This Kaido guy never once reacted the way they expected. Now he started asking something, didn't look at the traffic signs. Did he have any memories? What is this for? What the hell is Kaido doing? Gorosei carefully observed each other. Then, Gorosei said, looking over is naturally looking over. What else can you do? You wouldn't want to force us to say, seeing the contents of the signboard. Fine, you kneel down and beg us, then you cripple all your strength. I will consider agreeing to you. Ha ha ha. Gorosei's face was full of sarcasm. Looks good. Kaido suddenly laughed. Gorosei was full of doubts, but Kaido opened the previous branch mission reward. Kaido currently has 10 devil fruits with holes, and 10 devil fruits that he has not received. Choose Memo no Mi indeed, Kaido thought to himself. Memo no Mi has indeed chosen. Should I confirm the choice of fruit? Once chosen, it cannot be changed. Confirmed. Kaido thought to himself. Memo no Mi indeed received success. Should I use it, or should I take it as a physical form? You can directly obtain this ability, or you can get the devil fruit and eat it later. In theory, you can also give it to others to eat. Use it immediately, Kaido thought to himself. Obtained, Memo no Mi's true ability. Kaido just gained a devil fruit, although not a particularly powerful type, it is an extremely functional type. Memo no Mi is indeed the daughter of the Yonko Charlotte Linlin. Charlotte, Pudding Devil Fruit, Paramecia type, has the ability to read, retrieve, replace, and distort memories. Charlotte Pudding's level of development for this devil fruit is probably relatively low, but it is already very effective. But Kaido used devil fruit level up card. Kaido thought to himself, it really works for Memo no Mi, upgrade card used successfully. Memo no Mi indeed has been released to the limit instantly. All memories from all directions clearly appeared before Kaido's eyes. The thoughts in their heads were clearly seen by Kaido, can know other people's thoughts. Can see other people's memories, even if he forgot his past, as long as he experienced it, Kaido could see it. It can be said that right now Kaido, compared to everyone else, understands them better. For example, people are hard to remember. I was just born waiting for those memories. No matter how you want to remember 3 or 4 years old, you can only keep it for decades, and to ensure that it remains. It is only a very short image, but it's Kaido. Now one can see each person's every minute and every second experience from birth. They have long forgotten almost all of their memories, clearly appearing before Kaido. This is Memo no Mi truly unleashing its power to its limits. Kaido was extremely surprised. The feeling that those braggarts inside are all-knowing and all-powerful gods is just this feeling right now. Indeed, any type of devil fruit developed to its extreme is terrifying. Even the memory stone can be pulled out. Kaido was even more shocked. I can see this stone, the past endless years, every minute, every second experienced. This is. My head hurts so much, at least over 1,000,000 years. No, not even just that. Stop. Hastily cut off the memory stone and pulled it out. Kaido was dizzy. How long has it been? A large amount of memory information poured into Kaido's mind, and with Kaido's current strength, he still felt dizzy, unable to bear it. Memo no Mi is indeed ... Kaido secretly sighed. The Memo no Mi that was unleashed to its limits was truly powerful beyond imagination. Afterward, Kaido turned his gaze to Gorosei. Kaido was a little surprised. I can't directly see their memories, receive some protection. Maybe Pengu is the cause. It could also be that M is protecting their memories. But it doesn't matter, just look directly, not see. Wait a moment, Kaido will go capture the memories. If you don't believe it, you won't be able to extract their memories. Kaido, have you thought it through? You cripple all your strength. We will tell you the traffic sign content. Do you want to go to Raftel? This is the only chance. Ha. Gorosei saw Kaido standing there stunned for a moment, thinking that this guy was about to collapse and hesitate, so he increased his joke. And Kaido headed towards them. See, Gorosei is in a hurry. Kaido wouldn't be forced to the point of getting angry and wanting to kill someone, right? Even if you kill us, we still won't say anything. Even if you torture us, we still won't say anything. Kaido, you still shouldn't waste your energy still. You don't want to go to Raftel. Then you are really useless. Roger has passed. Your whole life is nothing more than a loser under Roger. Gorosei was confused in the middle. All kinds of angles convinced Kaido. They wanted to use traffic signs to restrain Kaido so that Kaido wouldn't dare attack them, and also wanted to worship them. To beg for traffic signs' content. Kaido said nothing and walked towards a Gorosei. A second later, Kaido's hand reached into this Gorosei's mind. Sure enough, there was protection. Their memories seemed to be locked, but Kaido Memo no Mi had truly reached its limit. The point that locked their memories was instantly torn apart. Take it, this Gorosei memory, like a film reel, was completely pulled out of Kaido's mind. Mainly extracted, is related to traffic sign content, that part of memory. Memo no Mi indeed, the Gorosei, to scared. Kaido is a dual fruit ability user. They still don't seem to understand that Kaido has the Nika fruit. Impossible, impossible. With the twin fruits, it's over. Isn't the Memo no Mi really in Pudding's hands? How could Kaido also have one? Am I dreaming? Is this all an illusion? Is this all an illusion? This is impossible. Gorosei cannot accept reality. Moreover, the Memo no Mi's development level is still so high. Our memories are all locked. Normally when developed to the awakened state of Memo no Mi, it is basically impossible to extract our memories. Could it be that Kaido has also developed the Memo no Mi to almost its limit? How is this possible? Which devil fruit is so easy to develop? Where did Kaido get so much time and energy to develop the Memo no Mi fruit? No matter from which angle, Gorosei cannot understand Kaido's current situation, making their faces full of fear. Kaido completely pulled apart the Gorosei's memories related to the traffic sign. This made Gorosei extremely miserable. But when Kaido tried to retrieve all of Gorosei's memories, this Gorosei let out an extremely painful scream. His facial features were distorted. But Kaido also felt an extremely powerful resistance when he extracted all of his memories. A little memory cannot be taken out. Kaido was surprised. Those memories seemed to be completely sealed by some means. If they are forcibly removed, this person's head will explode. Unable to think of the Memo no Mi's maximum potential, there are indeed things that it cannot do in terms of memory. Thinking that the person whose memory was sealed by Gorosei had extremely special and powerful power, so painful. This Gorosei whose memories were extracted, at this moment seemed to be extremely uncomfortable. His facial features were completely distorted. He was also sweating profusely. His whole body was trembling. One last try, Kaido used the Memo no Mi's true power to its limit. Intends to forcefully extract all of Gorosei's memories. The dead are fine. Just want the memories to reach them. Bang. At such a powerful memory drawn out, Gorosei's head, just like Kaido had just wished, was like a crunchy watermelon falling to the ground. Kaido used Haki to block the watermelon juice splashed towards him. Branch quest, kill a Gorosei, completed. The reward has been added to the book. It can be opened at any time. Can't take it out. Kaido couldn't help but feel regretful. Memo no Mi was truly developed to its limit, although it was strong enough. But him on the other side still had some means of resistance in the end. This makes me even more curious. How special is the science and technology he possesses? The other for Gorosei were now terrified. Dead, single quotes. The five of them had been working together for a long time, and the people around them suddenly being dealt with like this was still a huge mental shock to them. Kaido looked towards the remaining Gorosei, forcing out memories. It seems the probability of success is not high. I'm making you all try once, risking your luck, or should you take the initiative to tell me everything? I don't know the situation. The Gorosei became even more afraid. This Kaido guy is so cruel. Kills people without blinking an eye. Although Gorosei also kill people without blinking, but it feels like Kaido is even more willing to kill people without blinking than them. Not saying, Kaido walked over. Looks like I can only pull them out one by one. We are speechless. Gorosei said in horror. They say it is the supreme power. In fact, it was just a few dogs by Im's side. After Im's reformation and assistance, they became Im's foreign affairs spokesperson. In fact, they don't have much autonomy. Even their memories are controlled by Im. What they can say and what they can't say is not something they can decide now. Although they are afraid that Kaido will kill them, they are unable to complete Kaido's request and save their own lives. Speechless, Kaido didn't need to explain. Hearing this, he understood. They were silent. Puppet. Looks like there's no need to waste breath with you guys. I'll just withdraw. 5 people, don't believe it won't work even once. You don't even consider sparing our lives. Gorosei was even more terrified. They also thought that, by telling them about their predicament, Kaido would consider sparing their lives and cooperate with them, slowly finding a way to reveal the memories. That way, they could take advantage of Kaido's curiosity about memories, restrain Kaido, and make Kaido beg them when he needed them. As a result, this Kaido guy completely had no intention of worshipping them. He was so annoying that he wanted to kill people if he couldn't figure it out. Kaido brought a hand, inserted it into a Gorosei's head. In the end, it still turned into a smashed watermelon, splashing out countless watermelon juices. Memories are not taken out. In the end, the 3 Gorosei were so seriously injured that they could hardly move their bodies and wanted to escape. Kaido slowly walked over, his 2 arms slipping into the heads of the 2 Gorosei. Before long, it turned into 2 crushed watermelons. Saying no memory. Find the last Gorosei. This Gorosei's face is full of panic. No, don't kill me. Gorosei is not as courageous as imagined. I can cooperate with you. Slowly find a way to tell the memories. Don't kill me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Your memory isn't that important. If you don't get it, it's over. There's no need to invest too much time and energy in this aspect, Kaido said calmly. You are a devil. This Gorosei was in despair. I myself said I was willing to cooperate and surrender. Why do you still want to kill me? Could it be that he saw that I was just pretending to cooperate, but actually thinking of finding an opportunity to assassinate in the future? In short, this Kaido guy has absolutely no chance of letting them live. He is simply a devil, more vicious than a devil, as ruthless as a celestial dragon. Kaido's hand slipped into the last Gorosei position in his head. This head also changed into crushed watermelon. Gorosei has been completely destroyed. Branch mission: kill a Gorosei. Achieve membership requirements. In addition to the quota, a portion of the branch rewards will be collected and available for withdrawal at any time. Who? Kaido sighed regretfully. 5 people. Not even a single part of their memories was taken out. In the minds of these 5 people, those memories connected to their lives, what exactly are they, worth being so guarded against? He even considered the possibility that the Gorosei's memories were extracted and sealed them off early. Such a tightly guarded memory must be extremely important. Kaido was really a bit curious. Why couldn't he understand? But fortunately, the traffic sign memory was easily retrieved. Kaido looked at his memories and said, the 5 people involved in the traffic signs memories are all exactly the same, which means there's no problem. We can go to Raftel now. Traffic signs are actually very important. Such important memories, all are not sealed. Gorosei's memories were sealed by him, probably related to his guess about the moon's science and technology, as well as many of Im's secrets. Holy Land. Mariejwa, Garp, Whitebeard and the others fought together in the same body, and at this moment, the winner and loser were determined. Whitebeard roared angrily, shaking the red line open a crack, and at this moment used the earthquake force to grab his opponent, Rox's replica body. Rox's defect, when Roger and Garp defeated him before, my memory is very deep. Whitebeard's body was covered in injuries and blood, but his aura had never increased before. A clone body will forever be just a clone body. It will not make up for its shortcomings, will not progress, will not become an adult, and will not find fault with others. You little toy, not only is your identity fake, even your strength is fake. You will never be the real Rox. Boom! Whitebeard's replica body in Rock's hand was completely crushed by the earthquake force. Kaido actually paid some attention to Whitebeard and wouldn't let him die. Whitebeard needed this opportunity to grow up and defeat the replica body of Rox at his peak. This made Whitebeard feel very good, happy, and also helped with longevity. The others are not much worse. The clone body is just a clone body in the end. No matter how strong it is just a toy, and people can adapt to the situation. So the old and weak group defeated the peak period of their own body. Normal people would have a hard time doing this, but Garp and the others had proven the resilience of peak powerhouses. Those Roger Rocks and the others failed experiments, and didn't even have the strength of a general. They were quickly destroyed by the Union Army. Holy Land fierce battle. The Gorosei and the clones were all slaughtered. The celestial dragons were slaughtered or captured. Not a single one was spared, and the end was declared. Everyone was exhausted. They all used up all their strength. After all, no matter how they say that the replica is a toy, the strength of those at their peak was real. For example, Garp was defeated by his youth and stood up at least dozens of times. Gorosei, have they all been dealt with? Governor Kaido, in the end is strong A, the top combat power group. Barely able to resist, stood upright. Kaido, next step, attack Pang City. We already don't have much energy, Sengoku and his men asked. But at the red line outside, on the sea, Min Vuong and Min Long Vuong fought, and at this moment, the winner was determined. Following the King of Hell, another heavy artillery attack accurately landed on the head of the King of Hell. Originally, the Ming Long King, who had been shelled many times and was covered in injuries, suddenly stiffened his body. Then, his giant body, which was over 10,000 meters tall, tilted and sank down with a loud bang, fall into the sea, raising up layer upon layer of huge waves. Not only did the Ming Long King have a gigantic body, but he was also extremely heavy, and his strength was also terrifying, so any strike could stir up huge waves, and the same was true when he fell into the sea, the super battleship Underworld, which can carry hundreds of thousands of passengers, was overpowered several times in the waves when the Underworld Dragon King fell into the sea. Big bad ... single quotes, be dealt with. On the King of Hell's ship, hundreds of thousands of people were now excitedly roaring. Then immediately neat, cheering Captain Buggy voice under Captain Buggy's lead. The King of Hell dodged the King of Hell's attacks countless times, and also continuously hit the King of Hell, bringing the battle to a successful end. Finally processed ... Buggy looked at this scene, also a moment of surprise, extremely touched. The other end of the Min Long King is really too powerful. One shot from the King of Hell can destroy an island, but when it lands on the King of Hell's body, it can only shatter or even crack a bit of the scales. The continuous shelling lasted for so long. Buggy couldn't remember how many rounds of artillery shells had been fired. He only remembered countless people stuffing the shells, then firing, continuing to pretend to fill them. Continuing to fire, the battle seemed to drag on until the end of time, forever. Finally at this moment, using the method of hitting the head of the Ming Long King, the already wounded Ming Long King was successfully sent off with a final blow. Buggy puffed out his chest and raised his head, for the first time feeling that he was worthy of the sound of worship around this mountain. In the past, people worshipped him because of a misunderstanding, although Buggy admitted to worshipping him. He always felt that he could not make his name so famous. Now Buggy can proudly say he is worth it. Creative achievement is the most exciting thing in the world. So some people can go to bed and devote all their energy to work and research, because achievement is such that no one can contain their joy. You little guys. Buggy's excitement reached its peak at this moment. Follow me to help other battlefields. Deal with the other two big bats. We will overthrow the celestial dragons and welcome a whole new world. Overthrow the heavenly dragons. Captain Buggy, Captain Buggy. Damn you celestial dragons, it's finally our turn. The king of hell, who was clearly exhausted from fighting for so long, was still full of fighting spirit at this moment, as if he had endless strength and energy. The Sea Dragon King was entangled with countless ultimate seekings, and gradually began to gain no advantage, even wanting to be devoured by the ultimate seeking group. Now the King of Hell has come to reinforce, because the Sea Dragon King's apocalypse has triggered the clock early. The cannonball that could destroy an entire Hell King Island accurately hit the Sea Dragon King's body, shattering countless scales at the originally injured part, causing blood to burst out, causing the Sea Dragon King to cry out in pain. And the ultimate seabed seeking, at this moment seized the opportunity to bite the Sea Dragon King's tail. More seekings pounced. No matter how hard he tried to resist, the Sea Dragon King was still dragged to the bottom of the sea by the ultimate seeking group. Under the sea, countless ultimate seekings came, desperately biting the Sea Dragon King. Although Hai Long Vuong was struggling, he was already injured and was ambushed by Min Vuong. Finally, the Sea Dragon King was exhausted, at the extreme seeking group tearing under. Countless fresh blood dyed this sea red. Looking to the horizon was still a brilliant red color. The smell of fresh blood makes this sea area very pungent, unsuitable for people and even difficult to breathe. The Sea Dragon King was also dealt with. The last remaining Dragon King, everyone looked excitedly towards the sky. The battle between the Heavenly King and the Dragon King was the most tragic of the three battles. 100,000 three-dimensional flying machines were blown up by the Heavenly Dragon King. Nearly half of them, the Heavenly King is now incomplete. Can only gather, compared to the original small half of the Heavenly King. The Heavenly Dragon King was also not feeling well. His body was covered in blood. His body was over 10,000 meters long. Every piece of scale on it was broken and even directly shattered. When the Dragon King flies, there will always be a thread of blood floating in the sky. That is a wound that cannot stop bleeding. The Heavenly King and the Dragon King both suffered heavy losses, and it was almost time to decide victory or defeat. Roar! The Dragon King of Heaven let out a miserable scream. And the Heavenly King also condensed a flash of light. This time, both sides attacked almost at the same time. The explosions in the sky made people feel pain, and it was difficult to open their eyes. The ancient Heavenly King's weapon was scattered into countless cubes. At this moment, the cube-shaped flying weapon was also unstable, swaying and flying in all directions, uncontrollably. The Heavenly King was defeated, although there are still tens of thousands of aircraft that have not been destroyed. It seems that they are out of control and will be difficult to regroup in a short time. Damn it, the Dragon King is exceptionally powerful. Even the Heavenly King cannot destroy it. Above the King of Hell, everyone looked at this scene and felt a bit restrained. But the Dragon King, at this moment, although his body was covered in injuries, countless wounds were still bleeding uncontrollably, but he won. Roar! The Dragon King of Heaven let out a cry of grief and indignation. 800 years ago, it once fought with the Heavenly King. At that time, 20 kings attacked Joy Boy. He held 3 ancient weapons, namely the Heavenly Dragon King, the Underworld Dragon King, and the Sea Dragon King, to deal with them. 800 years ago, ancient weapons basically do not have the strong feeling like today. How come ancient weapons are so much stronger now? I almost got killed by an ancient weapon, but fortunately, still won in the end. The Dragon King looked towards the other battlefields, horrified to discover Min Long Vuong and Hai Long Vuong were dead. Obviously 800 years ago, the 3 great Dragon Kings were the winners. How come 800 years later, ancient weapons defeated them? Roar! The Heavenly Dragon King let out an even more miserable groan, then furiously attacked the easily seen Hell King. Fire! Buggy shouted loudly. The newly equipped Min Vuong fired a cannonball. which was fired out, now seriously injured, almost defeated. The Heavenly Dragon King cannot withstand this attack. Its body was tall, like the Ming Long Vuong and the Hai Long Vuong, stiffly leaning backwards. The Dragon King of Heaven's last ray of consciousness, filled with unwillingness, saw 800 years ago. That was the previous memory. Look at that ancient weapon. And there's that Joy Boy, together. Joy Boy next to the other group, little Pokemon. In it there was a memory scene. They were noisy, creating a bit of an image for Joy Boy to see. But 800 years ago, the elves formed an image from childhood ... But at this moment, it is very similar. Especially a small group of spirits imitating figures, a pair of horns, which can transform into a wingless dragon head at any time. Kaido, is it all predestined? Dragon King's eyes were filled with confusion, just when I was about to die. I remembered the image of 800 years ago, and saw it before my eyes. It felt like everything had been predicted long ago. So, 800 years ago, when Joy Boy died, he was smiling. The Heavenly Dragon King didn't think very clearly, because it understood too little information. It was an arrogant Dragon King, disdainful of going to learn about humans and other low races, to the point that it was very ignorant. At this moment it could only carry countless misunderstandings, sinking to the bottom of the sea. Perhaps only Joy Boy, or the Joy Boy left behind, Raftel, can answer. However, the Heavenly Dragon King has no chance to know. 3 great Dragon Kings all died at Buggy Command Min Vuong artillery shell under. All died at Buggy's hands, can think. Around cheers, but the creator of this miraculous achievement, Buggy, was now extremely calm, like a calm expert. The battle against the Dragon King is over. Buggy finally felt tired. He fell down at this moment. Look up at the sky, look across the red line. Kaido, the Hades entrusted me with command. I will not let down your trust. I don't know how things are on your side. You must defeat the celestial dragons. This master is betting his life, joining your united army, participating in this war. Buggy created miracles, doing what he could, the most perfect result. Kaido on the other side also must win.